Now, if you head out to a baseball game at CSU-Pueblo in the middle of February when the temperature barely goes above 30 degrees and the weather is harsh and unpredictable, you can rest assured that you will see our next inductees toughing out the competition and the conditions in support of their team. Tireless promoters and contributors to the athletics program at Colorado State University Pueblo, they have contributed over $2 million to CSU Pueblo athletics, and is a lifetime member of the Friends of Football organization, which was responsible for the return of football, wrestling, and track and field in 2008. But everybody knows their first love is baseball. The sponsors of the annual Pack the Park Youth Baseball Clinic and the motor that keeps the CSU Pueblo baseball program humming, it is because of their generosity that CSU Pueblo baseball thrives today as a perennial power in the conference and the nation. Though our inductees, Art and Lorraine Gonzales, cannot be here tonight to accept this honor, accepting their induction tonight on their behalf is their nephew, Rick Gonzales. Please make welcome Rick Gonzales. I'd like to start off and say this is an honor for me to be able to do this for Art. I made him write his speech before he left. I'll read it to you. First, we'd like to welcome and thank all of you for being here. We would also like to thank all the people who selected us to the CSU Athletic Hall of Fame and special contributors. We are sorry we couldn't be here, but we had a previous commitment. I've been going to what was then USC baseball games, and after talking with Coach Sanchez, I decided to help the baseball program. The next game I attended, I gave him a check for $5,000. He got excited, and he called Coach Lang over and introduced him. He then called his wife, Lynn, over and introduced her. When I got home, I wrote him a note saying that he had accepted the first $5,000. He had appreciated the first $5,000 so much, I was going to give him another $5,000. Later on, we decided rather than give the government, let the government confiscate our money and spend it on studying the breeding habits of the humpback sucker, we would do something worthwhile with it, like setting up an endowment for the baseball program. I called Stan on his cell phone and found out he was in California. I asked him if he was going to stick around for a while, and he said, yeah, he was. I told him that we were going to give him $1 million, $1.5 million for the baseball program. His story is that he immediately jumped in his car and headed back for Pueblo. We later gave him another $1 million. When I went to the first fall practice, one of Stan's recruits come running off the field and said he would like to thank Lorraine and me for making it possible for him to come to Pueblo to play baseball and to get an education. At that point, I knew that we had made the right move. I have been traveling with the baseball team ever since and enjoying it so much as anything I've ever done. The kids have immortality, and they make me think I have immortality. Lorraine is a fair weather fan and likes to be around the kids.
This has given me a chance to get to know the kids and push them to complete their education. I believe that I have been pretty successful doing this, as a large percentage of the guys graduate. Every year when we have the annual game, the annual alumni game and dinner, we get to visit with them and find out what they are doing for a living. Most of them are doing quite well, and I always tell them how proud I am of them. We have several kids who are coaching in high school in several states. Some are coaching in junior colleges, and one, Bobby Applegate, is a pitching coach at BYU. We also have, I believe, three who are conditioning coaches in the minor leagues, and others who are working with kids' baseball programs. The most fun thing of the year is the youth clinic. The first year we had that, we had about 350 kids. The last few years, by Stan's count, we have had about 600. I like to walk around where our players are coaching and running the kids through their drills. If these kids are paying as much attention to their teachers in the classrooms as they are to our coaches and players, I believe we are going to have some Rhodes Scholars on our hands. Here's the good part. I hope I haven't bored you too much. If I've taken up more of my allotment time, it's because my nephew does not read fast enough. It's not that I'm long-winded. As usual, I have to put in a plug for the symphony. If you haven't been to one of the performances, I urge you to go and do so. I sure enjoy Dr. Chai and the orchestra, and so the guests and some of the guest artists. Thank you.